not very good breaststroke, so they shy away from it because it's really complicated. I think the key is to look for, there's a few key components you look at across the board, whatever swimmer you're coaching, but be aware that you can have variance in every one of your breaststrokers. I don't recommend you teach your kids to swim like Rebecca Sony, but we don't take away from Rebecca Sony what she does, because she does it well. I had somebody give me the analogy that I think I'll apply to Rebecca. Rebecca is the hummingbird of breaststroke. She can't fly like a seagull. She has to keep her tempo up, otherwise she just falls out of the sky. And if you watch Rebecca, it's just a quick tempo, abbreviated upper body, abbreviated kick. But there's things in her stroke that I look for that are common to Jessica Hardy, Kosuke Kitajima, and this really fast breaststroker that's coming next year who just went 53.3 in the 100 breaststroke out of high school. Talk about pressure on me. So, I'm going to have them first just swim breaststroke so I can see what it looks like. So go one length of breaststroke. Ready to go.
I don't know. He just
pressure. I looked at Johnson and said that's the best you've ever done.
yeah.
Good. That's good. Now, I'm going to have you do it again and look at what's going on the lower back. What's going on in the lower back. Look what's going on there, and look what's going on their head position at the completion of each stroke cycle. There you go. These are some of the keys I look at across the board. And it has nothing to do about upper body strength, lower body strength. I want to know what's going on in the lower back. Now they all swim pretty low. They're low underwater. A lot of my breaststrokes will skate the surface of the water. And if you watch the lower back, if they're getting too much back arch in the back, you'll see a lot of eddies form right under the back. Now those eddies are going to force them down. Think of it like a bowl. You take a bowl and you put it on the surface of the water and you bring it down. Once the water is level with the lip of the bowl, what happens? All the water comes in, caves in on the bowl, and then the bowl drops. So I'm looking at this gets flattened out. You talk to the kids about pushing your belly button to the spine to flatten out your back as you finish into the extension of your stroke. Now that's common with all my breaststrokes. It doesn't matter the variance between one and another. I'm looking what goes on there to make sure that gets flattened out. The other thing I'm looking at is the head drops in between the arms and he doesn't start doing this thing. Get your kids going up and down and down and down. The head can't move you faster. It only can get in your way. So let's do one more length of that. Ready? Go. Now look, the lower back. Look to see if it flattens out. I think the pilot's a little bit better now. That was good at Chelsea. Again, if you look at the head's just dropped right in between the arms, very, very light. I've been fortunate to coach Kosuke Kitajima over the last 3 years, and Kosuke stands about 5'8". He's about 130 pounds, maybe 135 pounds, but he is the most efficient at getting into that line than anybody I've ever seen. The other thing that I look at now that I've seen Kosuke over the last 3 years is what happens when they finish the kick. With Kosuke, when he finishes the kick, there's a slight downward deflection, but he moves his legs almost without effort back into his line, so he creates a real good non-resistant passive position. So I'm going to look specifically again what's going on with the legs. So one more from the legs. So I'm looking at what's going on with the head, the lower back, and what's going on with this kick. I teach my kids to kick more about straight on back versus undulating, driving down. The difference between Kitajima and a good junior national swimmer is Kosuke has a slight downward deflection, moves back here almost without any perception of that movement, whereas a junior national kid and lower will do this. And it's very rigid, and there's this effort